I just wanted to kind of give you the lowdown since I kind of had some vlogs earlier in the year about going through a bad breakup and all that stuff. And I just wanted to kind of be open about my experience with depression and anxiety. I kind of want to focus on antidepressants and kind of accepting your diagnoses or diagnosis and kind of letting yourself accept that and letting that be the first step to not getting over it, but just letting it in and realizing that it's a part of yourself and that it's not something you need to be ashamed of. I started feeling the way that my diagnoses confirmed when I was maybe 12. I'm 22. I went a long time sitting on these things, and I wouldn't recommend that to anyone. At this point in the struggle, it's working out for me. And I know a lot of people are very anti-prescription medicine. People have prejudices against prescription medication and like curing your depression with pills. Now, what I would like to say to those people is it's none of your business. It's none of your business how somebody chooses to counteract negative symptoms that poorly affect their life. In my case, I had so many years of trying other methods. It's a real prescribed thing, for a real reason. And that, I think, should be enough for people to not complain about the existence of things like Zoloft. But, of course, people find reasons to put down anything that literally makes other people happier. So you never know if someone is trying exercise, healthy eating, trying to reach out to people more, trying to do, I don't know, self-love exercises such as writing, maybe a certain hobby kind of picks them up. But the thing is, when you're depressed, you can't do a lot of those things. If you've followed my channel for a while, you know that I'm a big songwriter and a writer and an artist and stuff like that. I really like creative endeavors. My depression kind of put a damper on those things, and for a long time, on and off too, I felt like I couldn't, not that I didn't have the talent to do those things, but I couldn't even get myself out of bed to even pick up a piece of paper. I didn't feel a desire, like a passion for them like I used to, and that took a couple years for that to really become a serious issue. And when that happened, I knew that I needed help. Because those were the things that were keeping me afloat. And at a certain point, when I had put up with depression for far too long and refused to acknowledge that that's what it was, and I was one of the people who thought antidepressants were like harmful and one drug leads to another and all that stuff, and you're gonna gain weight and all this crap. But you know what? If you gain weight, if one medicine leads to another, if I forget what else I said, whatever the side effects are, I mean, obviously not unless it's something super serious, then you need to change your medicine. But whatever the side effects on your life are, antidepressants may be worth it for you. Like, they're not for everyone, but the people who they are for, I think, receive far too much criticism for doing something that they know will better themselves. The root of my anxiety is my depression, so they go hand in hand for a lot of people. It's very normal. I realized after having these panic attacks that I had actually been having them for a long time, but I didn't know the name for them, and I had obviously heard of panic attacks, but I just didn't think that that's what I could be having, because when I thought of panic attack, I thought of like falling on the floor and twitching or something. Panic attack is very internal, and sometimes it can literally just consist of you sitting there and like staring off into the distance, and nobody knows what's going on in your head, you know? Nobody can tell you that what you're experiencing is or is not real depression or anxiety. That goes for self-diagnosing as well. I knew I had depression and anxiety before I was diagnosed. I mean, literally, all that happened when I went to the doctor was that he gave me a checklist and said 1 to 3, what do you feel about each thing? And when I filled it out, he was like, yeah, you have severe anxiety. And I was like, tell me something I don't know. If I could go back and choose and, you know, rewrite what happened to me, I would have looked up symptoms that I was feeling before just kind of crashing and being so scared to be in a room by myself because I thought I would be killed. I think the whole self-diagnosis thing kind of lends itself to a more, like, a culture that's more accepting of these issues and kind of normalizes it more. And some people might say that's desensitizing people to the issues of depression and anxiety, but I think it's just making it more common knowledge. Like, depression and anxiety are never going to be mainstream. Your mental illness is not an indie album that suddenly made the top 100 on iTunes. Doubting somebody's need for antidepressants is, I mean, not only rude and cruel, but harmful. If somebody takes antidepressants and they hear you saying something about how they don't need them and they just need like a hug or like a friend or something, the last time I checked, a friendship doesn't really deter depression and anxiety. Me and my best friend have anxiety. First of all, it doesn't negatively impact our friendship. In fact, it just makes us even closer. And second, we still have anxiety. Some people could take it to heart and stop taking their medicine, and some medicines, when you just cold turkey quit, can be extremely harmful, and some people commit suicide from suddenly stopping taking their medicine, and that can't be a thing that continues to happen. No, it's a serious medicine for a serious issue, and that's not to say that you should be freaking out about taking antidepressants. You know, this is a serious thing, just like a physical ailment, and for a lot of people, depression and anxiety is physical. To just dull it to feeling sad or feeling scared is not appropriate. It's so common to talk down about people that have depression and anxiety and say that they're just lazy and need to get a job or whatever. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I exercise and I have a job and I am very on top of things. Like, I have my shit together kind of at this point in my life. There's so many things in my life that have improved immensely since I first started feeling feelings of depression and anxiety, but that doesn't mean that those things go away. You know, they flare up, and for me, antidepressants have helped so much. Just know that if you have a mental illness and somebody says something to you like kind of medicine not being what you need or like worth it, or it's not going to do anything, or it's a waste of money, or you're just trying to get attention, whatever it might be, remind yourself that that is between you and your doctor. No friend, family member, enemy, acquaintance, co-worker, parental figure, anything, nobody can tell you, no stranger especially, nobody can tell you what to feel or what to do regarding your medication to make yourself feel okay and better and awesome and to get through the day. That is up to you, and there is nothing wrong with antidepressants. There is nothing wrong. You should not feel ashamed of needing medication. At the end of the day, these people who comment on it, they are insignificant. They don't know you. They don't know your life. They don't know the inner workings of your brain, and they therefore have no say in it. So really, what you do with your own body and brain is your own choice, and that's how it should remain. Don't take these people's comments to heart. Antidepressants is a very common stigma and thought process. Don't be afraid of letting people into your life and letting yourself love people, and letting yourself love you for who you are, even though you're on antidepressants. You know, it's not an even though, it's a very real part of you. I only got happier when I accepted that antidepressants were something that I needed to be on, and something that helped me regardless of what other people thought of them. And I just hope that other people accept that too about themselves and their diagnoses. And if you have any comments or anything to say about this topic, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I'm gonna leave them open, and I love you guys, and yeah. I'll see you next time. Bye.